Hello and welcome to Product Discovery Unlocked, 6 sessions to improve on-site search and navigation. This is our video series to help you understand one of the easiest ways to help your customers find the products they want to buy, which will reduce bounce rates and improve your conversion rates. In this video, we're discussing how you can use search to create brand loyalty and trust, including the big topic that is personalization. I'm Chloe Thomas, host of the E-commerce Master Plan podcast, and I'm joined by Jussi Rousi, who's responsible for Klaviyo's worldwide marketing and sales. Hello, Jussi.
Hello, Chloe.
Okay, cool to have you here, all the way from Finland, I think, isn't it, today?
That is correct. Pleasure to be here today.
So we're spanning Europe. Why, Jussi, is personalization in search such an important area?
Personalization takes into account the information a search engine would have about a user. So it kind of means being relevant. And as people have more and more information around them every day, being relevant becomes more and more important. Google implemented personalization in their search engine already back in 2005. And nowadays, I think it's a bit of a buzzword. But the real efficiency of personalization, I think it depends on the depth where it goes. And I think a true driver in the future will be the feed-forward method. I'll just give an example on that. I'll be flying to Italy next week. It'll be raining in Italy. I might not even know that yet myself. But that information is available. And if that is fed forward to me that I actually need to go ahead and buy an umbrella, I'll actually make that purchase because I really, really need the umbrella as it will be raining. And another thing on personalization is that it's typically search that drives the most efficient conversions in an online store. So anything a retailer can actually do to drive more people into search and to keep engaging people with search would mean better conversions for them and a better experience for the consumers who are visiting the online store. So I'd look into personalization as offering an exclusive experience, a bit like walking on the high street, popping into a store where the salespeople would actually already know what you're looking for. So they would guide you to the right department, to the right product, and a couple of minutes off you go and you bought what you wanted.
So the whole personalizing the search on an e-commerce website is enabling us to give, especially our repeat customers, a really strong experience because it feels like the whole thing's being tailored to them rather than it's just another e-commerce site.
Yes, it's kind of personalization can start very early on after a couple of clicks and kind of starting to find patterns within behavior, but it would get more and more powerful as there's more data behind what the user actually likes and what are their preferences.
Okay, so even for the first time visitor, we're personalizing as we go. The more, a couple of clicks, the algorithms learned something so it can start personalizing. But then it goes to another level with the repeat customers rather than it being only a repeat customer solution.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. So at Klaviyo, after 2 clicks, we already start personalizing and it just gets more accurate as there's more data available.
Very nice. And creating repeat purchases is obviously one of the most lucrative things we can do in e-commerce. How does this personalized search system help us build greater brand loyalty and trust with those repeat customers so they keep buying and we keep earning money from them?
I think what personalization is doing is driving a relevant dialogue between a consumer and a brand or between consumer and a store. And it's all about being relevant. So I think the difference between personalized messages and general ones is gigantic, it's huge. Personalization's been a hot topic in e-commerce for a year or two now. And it's actually showing in the statistics that about 70% of people would already be expecting to have some sort of personalization on their shopping journey. And personally, the way I look, I'm like super busy at times. I get a lot of emails, a lot of people ping me on WhatsApp, on social media, and it's hard to get through. In a normal day, it's hard to get through everything during that day. If I get something which is super relevant from a brand I like or from a store I like, I will actually look into it. I might even buy something based on that. If it is irrelevant, I probably will not look into it. I'll opt out and I won't be interested in the brand for the near-term future then.
Yeah, so it gives us an ability to keep someone on the website, because if they're putting something into the search bar and they're seeing products which are relevant to them because the system knows that they usually buy this size, or they know that little bit more about the colours they tend to pick and so forth, then it enables us to enables the site to automatically give them more relevant content, and that just keeps them on the website, which of course if they stay on the site they're more likely to buy, aren't they?
Yes, that is exactly correct. It can be more relevant products, it can be more relevant content, but engaging consumers in a better way.
Which I suppose makes the whole experience more enjoyable, because you're not putting it into the search and going, why are you showing me this? If I went into your store you wouldn't show me this, because you know me, you know what I want. So it's creating that more enjoyable experience, which I guess that's what creates the trust and the brand loyalty. It's like if I think I've got two websites where I could buy similar products from, and one of them I go to, and I know that I'm going to see more relevant products, whereas the other one I'm just getting the same odd experience, then I guess I would be much more likely to go back to trust, to be more loyal to the brand which is giving me the more tailored experience.
I would definitely be driven towards the tailored experience.
Yeah, I think it just makes our lives as consumers easier. So why wouldn't you offer the consumer that option? So Klaviyo can do great things on the website to create that engaging experience. Once we've got it working wonders there, how can we then use this same data to our other marketing tools and channels to complete that customer journey piece?
Search is kind of the only place on an online store where consumers can actually freely express and type in what they are looking for. So I think it offers very powerful data. There are things like most frequent terms that have been fired in search, if there are any terms that are not providing any results, locations where the purchases are actually coming from. And this information, I think it can drive changes in the catalog. There might be products that consumers are expecting to find what they are not finding. It can drive PPC campaigns where digital advertising should be targeted geographically, and which products. I'll give you an example from one of our retailers, Cox & Cox. Mm-hmm. They ran a social media campaign where they had certain kind of promotions. What they discovered is that people might be looking into the promotions, but actually not click through at that moment. What the campaigns did is they actually increased search traffic to the terms that were used in the campaigns. So kind of search needs to understand a wider variety of terms and be able to support campaigns driven on social media also.
I suppose if you're using certain language in social media that isn't also on your site, then it's going to be difficult for when someone sees in that Instagram post, for example, long skirt is mentioned in the Instagram post, and on the website you call it a maxi skirt. You've got to have, and that's an overly simplified example, but you need to have that same lingo going on so people can find the product. It makes so much sense that you could both, I suppose you can make the two work together to improve the social copy, because you're learning what the customers are actually saying and how they're calling things, but you can also then improve the search performance, and then that makes the whole thing kind of work together, I suppose, doesn't it, in a much stronger way to give the customer a better experience.
Yeah, I think it's very, very important, kind of having a relevant dialogue with the consumer and kind of tying all the bits and pieces, all the information that is available regarding the consumer to be able to go and be relevant.
And I'd like you mentioned about pay-per-click there as well, and I think that one of the challenges of a pay-per-click manager is constantly trying to find the right keywords to be bidding on, which so much of the time is about trying to work it out for yourself. But if you've got all this data on the search habits of your customers, then like you said, it's the only place where they tell you about themselves, really, isn't it? And it gives you all these great words and great combinations that they can be using to improve your search experience.
Yes, and I think the most relevant data on an e-com site typically comes from search, as search would convert typically 2 to 4 times better than category pages.
Yes, which is such an opportunity if you're able to get the customers to go through and get that greater experience, to make sure they're then going through that I guess a channel on your own website which is giving them the greater experience, which then leads them to buy.
Yes, correct. I 100%
Yeah.
agree.
What more can you say? Search works. So Jussi, we've got our new customers getting a great experience through the personalization. We've got our existing customers getting through great experience through the personalization. Does this then take us to the point where actually search is performing so well that we're going to put it front and center on the website, and it's a route we're going to encourage people to use and make it bolder and make it more obvious, because we know that customers get that great experience as they go through the search space?
This is actually a behavior we've seen with some of our customers. They've seen search converting well, and they are trying to make it more dominant on the web page just to drive more and more traffic to search. I've yet not seen a store which would only offer the navigation through search in our e-com store, but that might also happen in the future.
Yes, it almost makes you think navigation needs to raise its game. When the search is doing well, because some people do like to navigate. But yeah, it's one for the future, that challenge. Well, look, Jussi, thank you so much for joining us and talking to us about personalization. I think it's been fascinating to find out that we can personalize the experience after just 2 clicks. So this is even helping you with new customer acquisition, not just with improving the performance that the website gives repeat customers. And then so many ways in which you can use that great data you're getting across other marketing channels, your advertising, your social media, and then helping really mesh all that marketing activity together to create that brilliant customer experience, which is going to bring the brand loyalty and that trust. Now, if you would like to find out more about how Klaviyo can help you improve user experience and drive conversions and revenue through the search bar, then go to klaviyo.com, that's KLEVU.com, and sign up for a 14-day free trial, and you can see exactly how quickly Klaviyo can improve your site performance and sales.